Christian Eric Arnie Meyer, blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy with the sun tattooed on his chest, because he's magnanimous like the sunshine. He likes to use the Smarticus, the Greek god of sarcasm moves. So I'm going to see if I can put some people on some hands. So I haven't really been playing much. I'll just show you my stats here. Been busy with videos. So 3 weeks ago I was ranked 11th. Then current week I'm ranked 8th. So that's semi-pro. 11 goes all-star. So I'll show you my stats here. I just mainly play sit and goes. So I played 173 town. I've been in the money 107 times. City, I've been in the money 61 times. I have 110. Country or county, I 50 out of 111. I seem to get ripped off the most there. State, I'm about 50%. Regional, a little bit less than 50%. More than 25% wins though for most of them. And national, I've played 7. I've won 3 times. Been in the money 4 times. Continental, I played twice in the money once. In World, I played once and I lost. I knew I was going to lose that one. As soon as I sat down, I knew I was going to lose. Just one of the players that was there. They like to pretend that they're better than what they are. But guaranteed, I'm gonna put my money with the best of it, and I'll probably end up losing due to the rig. So my last username was let cheats win. But I should be able to put people on hands because they're really good at poker. Probably played more poker than 90% of the poker players out there, so I should be pretty good at it. So let's see what kind of pushes he ends. Highest rank somebody is semi-pro, so maybe put them on a hand in a way, because in the rank semi-pro, they're not that good. They don't quite play as professionals play. I've been ranked professional 4 times on the website. a 7 deuce or a 10 deuce that's a tribute to Doyle Brunson. That is a box pair of this one, I'd say. So bluff 3 times, got 2 bluffs through. Let's see, weak player call. 7 high. That's pretty suspicious. So, why they did it. Because that's how the best possible hand. The most possible high cards you can win with was pretty good. Maybe you can win with 6 high. I'm not going to think about it right now. It's the first time this guy let out in a while, so I think it's 10s. You can tell he has some weak by his bet there. There's a weak bet. Gonna play like that. Usually if you raise all in, they fold it. Kind of battle going on here. Blinds are good, pretty high, so I'll try to steal the blinds. There's 6 cards to make the team. I'll hit one of them. That's 8 outs. Missed it. Before the flop, there was 48 cards. 1 in 8 he would have, because he only had 3 10s and 3 aces without any straights or flush draws pre-flop, and so there was 48 cards left in the deck, and he had 6, so that's 6 divided by 48, 1 in 8 chance of winning. I win 7 out of 8 times there, but he got lucky. Yeah, so if he would have he would have got more draws on the flop, like for a potential straight, then his odds would have improved. But pre-flop, he needed 3. Because it equates for all the potential straight and flush draws. But realistically, he had 3 10s and 3 aces to hit his hand without any straights or flush draws. But there's usually straights or flush draws, so that's why the odds go up higher. Let's see. Like 15% of my nowhere near. They ripped me off on all sides. And but I'm gonna. It's bequeathed their seas that all comes to me. I'm gonna be king of the world, monarch, regent. I should be able to put them in the hand soon. They have to bet. They have to bet. There's a potential roll for a straw. So he possibly has an 8 or I'd say he has the 8 or the king or the jack. That was possible because there's the flush, so he's playing it apprehensive. I could tell he had some time. I was going to call just to see what he said. Sometimes you got to do that when you're poker. You got to make information calls, like not really in a sit and go like this, but you have to play tournament. You don't risk a lot of shit when you make an information call, but you do make calls to see if you could gather some information, like especially if you play against that opponent all the time. If you play against them all the time, right? Like say you play a cash game, and you're one always. You might want to make an information call just to see what they're holding, and so even though you lose that time, you might be able to win every time afterwards. So it might cost you, like, say, even if in real life it might cost you, like, say, $500, you might end up winning $50,000 just with that information call. But like if you're playing against a weak opponent, you can always pick off the tells every time. If you're playing against a stronger opponent, you have to pick your spots with the tells, because you pick them off every time, then they're gonna realize that then you're gonna lose out on money. It's kind of like during World War II, they had that machine for the Germans. Sometimes they had to let some like losses go through. Lose some scenarios just to end up winning the war, basically. Like if they were to always use the Enigma machine, then the Germans would have realized, and the Japanese realized that they had to broken, and then they would have used their cipher. So you have to randomly switch it up. Like you can't always. Like that's how it made me so good playing poker, is that competes against me. So once I exhibit a weakness, the artificial intelligence always punishes my weakness, so it made me impossible basically. I have to cheat now to be, because let's see what they have, and then like see if they have. So that's okay. So this guy more than likely has the queen. I'm gonna fold here. They both got queen. But I could tell you, more than likely had the queen just raised, like you. Well, I could have even probably put him on the ace queen if he went for all. But so I'm just gonna fold here. This guy bet back in. I was gonna raise him if this guy didn't call, but this guy raised, so I knew he likely had the queen, so that's why I folded the pair. I don't think he has any of it on calling. Speed. Yeah. Runner. There's only 1,000 chips more, right? So it's not like what it's up to me. That's why I called there. I don't normally get lucky, so that's. I did post a video not too long ago where I got lucky twice and got lucky against me 2 times. So I won the main pot. I thought he might have had the 7 or the deuce, but when he made the call, I thought that's why I had a jam to put pressure on him like I had the ace. No time. Hopefully I can move up in level. 92, good, yeah, I can. So this is the one that they typically rip me off on the most, county. Always get unlucky. But another hand like this. This player's 10, so veterans, so they pretty good. So, I'm gonna bring that. I think we're gonna get called ace king by this guy. Probably has ace king, ace jack, something like that. I thought I was a favorite. Heads up, I would have been about a 70% favorite to 2 overcards there. So I'm going to win 7 times out of 10. I would have won 7 times out of 10. You got to play aggressive. You can't always, like I just look at it, 4K off that pot, basically. No. I feel bad for the pocket jacks guy. He got ripped off. The guy had queen 4, right? There's only 3 queens in his deck to make his hand, unless he had a flush draw. He knocked out and got lucky. Very lucky. so he likely has the flush or the straight, so I'm going to fold. So that guy has the flush. Usually this guy right here would have had a flush that move. But it's guaranteed that they had at least a straight there. Guaranteed that they had at least a straight in that scenario. How they bet their bet pattern, but usually when they make a strong move like that, they have the flush. Kind of a weak player for how they played. Am I going to get unlucky? I got unlucky before I made my move. I got unlucky right there. That was brutal timing. Brutal timing. I should have played it slower because in county I lose a lot, so there must be some sort of rig with the county. And then it goes regional, state, national. Right, so it's harder to do better than that weekly tournament. So that's suspicious. Very suspicious. So I can't play another one. Yeah, see, I'll show you here. So my winning record, it's 1-5 that I play. So my winning, like the odds of luck is 1 in 5 is 20%. So my winning percentage is 30%. So 10% above luck, and then yeah. So there's 3. So county I've won 50. I've only been in the money 50 times out of 112, and every other one I've won more than 25% of the tournaments, but county I've only won about 1 in 5, and every other one city I've won about 1 in 4, like town 1 in 4, state 1 in 4, regional 1 in 4, and then national little less than 1 in 2, continental 1 in 2, but yeah, for some reason out county they have a rig for county. They can see my cards clearly. They can see my cards. And the whole point of poker is to try to figure out somebody's cards. You don't want to be a loser and then try to see the cards. You don't become better. You suck. I'm sucking at poker because as soon as I just showed the system, as soon as they don't cheat it to win, that's how much they win. They lose all the time. You suck. You never develop any skill if you cheat. You're a loser, and I'm gonna like all these losers on TV, all these people that win it's like all those people right there. Once a monarch, I'm gonna strip all their titles from them. And if they I'm gonna blow up their busts, auction them off, and blow up the bus, the Hall of Fame bus to people, and give them my chunks of both. Michael Jordan's broken bust. Broken bust. And, they could buy people would pay good money. I'll make a reality TV show out of it. Hall of Fame bus. So again, Ricky Henderson, because he kills people that would paid. So pinning down Ricky Henderson. Because his Hall of Fame speech, he's like, I'm the greatest ever. But showing them who the greatest ever is of all time. Okay, so. Well, that would have been a bad shot, but the general rule of thumb is like there's a potential flush. There's three cards there for a flush, so somebody could have already had a flush, and then a fourth flush could have came. So you don't want to chase a straight when somebody has a flush, because you're straight when they have a flush, you end up losing a lot of money. So general rule of thumb, then you don't want to really chase it all the time. Occasionally you can, But if you do it all the time, artificial intelligence will punish you for that. I'm just gonna check it down because he could have, it could be still called. And the 10. That's suspicious of him having the 10. Because he didn't make the call. But now I know, like, that's where, you know, if I would have bet, he could have re-raised, and that would have been a situation where I would have folded, had to have folded. So now I gotta see behind the curtain, so to speak, and see how he plays a bit. So the next situation that comes, I'll know how he played based on that. He calls with a weak card, and he doesn't lead out with the weak. Because he had a 3 kicker. He had the top pair, but he had a 3 kicker, so he had a weak kicker. So he did play well. He didn't play too strong, right? He didn't play very aggressively. Okay, so well, so they likely have the straight, so I'm gonna fold. Or if king there, or ace 10. A lot of pot odds in the hand there. There was a big pot, so I figured I'd see a pot, and I have position. So this person seal, in case they don't have a pocket. I got 12 outs, but I'm not. Well, 11 outs. I have 11 outs. I'm not gonna, because I had the jack to 7 queen. The 9 would have potentially created a straight, so I wouldn't have really count those 3 outs as an out. Call. I'm gonna call. I don't like my chances, but I'm gonna call. I'm not the best kicker, but I'm due to win a hand, legitimately. That was no good. Because I made the call up. Another queen nine. If I didn't make the call the hand beforehand, I would have not made that call. Because there was whatever. Usually when there's a player like I wanted to play against this player that last, but this player usually beats me, and it didn't work out that way. But usually, like, he did have the better hand. But usually that's what happens. Is I'll see through one player, be like, okay, I don't believe you, you're full of crap, and then so I'll make the call, and then I end up losing to the next player that is in the hand. Unfortunately, almost all the time. I know this, so what used to happen all the time, but I realized this over time, right? Because like, to get good at poker, right, you got to learn how to maximize your wins, like how much money you can get on poker, get greedy. You got to minimize your losses. And, so you got to fight for pot that nobody wants. You got to be aggressive at times when you shouldn't be. And you got to be cautious at times. see my cards the whole time. They're seeing my cards now. I'm too good for them to be making plays perfectly every time. Every time they're making good plays. So once again, using brain computer interface and no problem turning them off. Cowards, fucking cheating at poker, play money poker. They let sponsors of me, Christian, Eric, Arnie Meyer win. So turn them off. Worldwide. Like Cristiano Ronaldo has 500 million people on Instagram. I have 0 followers. I'm the real guy. He only has a career because of my biology, right? So I can't wait to strip everything from him, that guy. Everybody, if you look online, they all look like me. Last year I had 7 doppelgangers. That means 7 people that look like me. Now I have 150,000 people that look like me because they're modifying their skulls to look like me. Yeah, nice. I could play a county tournament after this. They're trying to see how far they could tell me. That's their goal, because they're coward little women that have penises that call themselves men. So at their execution trial, I'm going to cut off their penises. They're rapists, right? They're rapists and rapists. I'm not against female genital mutilation or male genital mutilation. And they use my kids as scapegoats, but here's all the perpetrators there. Worldwide. Yeah, there's what my real daughter looks like. So she's a victim, so getting all her victimizers. They move, the government of Canada allowed perpetrators with brain computer interface to move in next to my family to try to set us up. My daughter when she's like a 4-year-old, just to try to justify her human experience. So I just got to do this here. I just double clicked. They just made me miss. So there's a guy here named Summer that he doesn't have anything near the connections that I do. His name's Summer. There's never been a King Summer, right? There's 10 King Christians in Denmark, right? On the main line. They knew this. I'm biologically immortal, right? I'm not cut out for Summer, and then let's see how long he survives. 10 minutes, right? So I won the evolutionary race. That means I'm the monarch on all monarchies worldwide. That's what that means. It means I have the highest concentration of royal blood worldwide. Edward VIII looks like me, and I'm related to Mary Boleyn's kids and Anne Boleyn's kids. You know, because I looked at them. Thomas Seymour was a mercenary, and I look like him. I look like everybody from history, basically. I look like Antonius Pius, Marcus Aurelius, Hadrian. He built Hadrian's Wall in England, even. Need to get lucky there. Seemed like I had the ace or the flush, pardon me. You know, because it was likely I had the flush there. You made a decent call short term, but usually long term, with the move I made, you get busted with that move. Trying to indicate that I had the flush. There was a flush that was completed on the river. So usually what he should have did on the turn, this is the turn right here when the turn card to come, he should have went all in when he had not get this straight at that point. When the guy's drawn to a flush, right? Then because I would have missed the flush, then if he would have bet, I would have flushed. But if, since I had the nuts on the turn, and he went all in, the guy's likely to call because he would have a flush draw, and then so he's likely to call because he has a flush draw, and then if he misses, you still get paid, basically, right? Whereas if he didn't, like, if you played how he did conservatively, you only get paid if the guy bluffs, right? You don't get paid off if the guy doesn't bluff, right? I just happened to bluff that time, so I kind of fell into his trap. But most of the time, you don't get paid off there, because usually when they make that call, they either have the flush, so they bust you, or they, if they miss the flush, then they don't make the call because they missed the flush, right? So usually when you make the nut straight, like you had the ace high straight on the turn, so usually, like, see, you can't do it all the time because there's artificial and poker is rigged. But if it wasn't rigged, I'd do it. I'd go in 100% of the time. 100% of the time, all in, because you're better off. You have the best possible hand at that point. You're better off not getting called. I never hit my flush. I never hit my flush. Here's how often I hit my hands. Very rarely. They run me off completely. All they do is they're a bunch of cheats. They bunch of cheats. Well, really, they cheat at poker, so they make it so poker's not legitimate worldwide. Because they cheat, so they cost millions of dollars for the game. Because it seems like poker's not like poker. For me to lose, right? But if they allowed me to win poker, America would have legalized poker now. And then right there, the poker economy would have been up. But the guys that don't even play poker probably that often would like to suck and cheat. Even these women, there's women at the Surrey Hospital that might play the occasional cash game, but they cost the poker economy billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. Like, look at it. It's like me having no goalie in soccer or hockey, and them having like 18 goalies. You break the cards, like how manly do you feel? How manly do you feel when you cheat? I feel like a bitch. So let's see what they have. So here's the flush draw. Oh, I hit the queen. Somebody's going to beat me with the queen. Fuck off. They don't have the queen. Nice. Oh, he did have a queen. Fuck off. He had two queens in the deck to beat me. Two cards. Let's see. There was 10 cards out of 42 cards. There was only 2 cards in the deck for me to lose there. About 5 cards. He had 5 cards. So there was 37 cards that would have made my hand for that opponent, and he hit the card. That's how they cheat. Fuck, they suck so bad. They suck. They're terrible players. Terrible. Every single time. The only hand that I made a bad play was when I went in with the pocket, when I went in with the 8 pocket, but the 2-7 and the 8s and the other queen. That's the only play that I made bad. The other time. This is another guy. I don't know who, but his name is. That's what he looks like right there. And once again, Christian Eric Arnie Myers, blonde hair guy. That looks like this. I put a guy in a straight flash. None of them could put them in a straight flash. A bunch of fucking losers. Like you see it at the beginning, right? Like as soon as I said I got 3 bluffs in a row, after that I haven't been able to bluff because they listened to my mic. And there's proof. Brain computer interface. What happened? People shouldn't be listening to me like playing poker. It's play money. I don't play for real money. I'm just like, oh, I don't play money for. I have money in my account. I could be playing poker if it was legitimate, but poker's not legitimate. They're rigged. So why would I play for real money? Knowing that people like Summer and like this guy I don't even know is the tiger tattoo. He's a loser. That's what he looks like right there. I just end up deleting the video. I guess I'll keep the video because I show all the. They see my thoughts in order to do it. They see my thoughts. That's attempt to read inside because they sell a fawn and they be able to see my thoughts. Them and their families are going to go to prison. 3 generations of the family are going to prison. So I hope it was worth it. So, turn them off. They just made an attempt on my life, Christian Eric Arnie Meyer. Christian Eric Arnie Meyer. I wasn't born in 1927, I was born in 1947. They're a bunch of losers. I should win this hand. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm just going to call. So let's see. No, I'm not going to call. But what does he have? I don't think he has. He could have. I was going to call, but then I hesitated so long that there wasn't enough time for me to put him on hand. But usually in that scenario, they end up delivering with a 10. Obviously, it's pretty obvious they didn't have the 6. Sometimes they do in that scenario where they have the 6 and they make a small bet hoping for a raise. That's a good play to make. Because when you bet in poker, there's 3 things. You're trying to get them to fold, call, or raise. And so like right here, I'm trying to get them to raise. So I was trying to get them to fold. I tried to do some reverse psychology on the people that would listen to me. So the guy with the wolf and the panther tattoo just proliferated information to us. Once again, they're costing the poker industry billions of dollars. And it's over. I showed today, I posted a video called Grand Theft Personal on YouTube, and it shows all the technology that people use to manipulate. I showed all the proof, all the scientific data that shows that people can listen to your thoughts and manipulate human movement. And so that means people like myself, when they augmented my penis, they treated my penis like an infant. And so when you get circumcised, they they take the foreskin off, the tip off your penis. They tapered my penis like at the tip and base. I had to scar the entire shaft of the penis. Unless they were just trying to see what my penis looked like, because I do have a different, I do have evolved human biology, so I am a different species of human. There's 1,000 species of birds, and there's 3 species. There's regular humans. And then I made generation 2 human, so I mated with generation 2 or generation 1 woman, and there's no generation 2 women. I mated with generation 2 Christian era. People play this with augmented reality and brain control faces that they play these whenever I say things incorrectly. But anyways, I made my ex-wife's name was Dawn, and she had generation 1 biology, so I have generation 2 biology, so I just have generation 1 basically as a result. So I could show you right after this between 1 biology's back muscle and then my son's back muscle and then my muscle. I only have 3 5s in the deck with my hand. Now, after the turn there. Because if you go by outs, it's how many cards you can make your hand with. That's if you play by outs and pot, then you're good. As long as you're good at math, you can be a good poker player. And I'm gonna post this video online so people can't cheat to see what I have. I post this online, right? So they're gonna get executed for seeing my hands through my eyes. Right? If they just wait till I post this online, they're gonna get the information without having to get executed. Right? Because I'm gonna like this one guy with that tiger, well, that panther and the wolf tattoo. He's old enough to have grandkids. I'm gonna send his kids for 25 years. Once I'm gonna be able to amend the Constitution. Once I show what these little predators do, the public's gonna have no problem with me sending them to prison for 25 years. Right? Just seeing my cards in a play money poker game, you fucking idiots. I'm not even joking. Why do you think they keep me poor? I call it the execution rotisserie tour. Right? I'm gonna fuck with them because they fuck with me, man. They violated my human experience just because I'm better than them. They allowed this to be the best athlete in class. And I'm the best athlete that ever lived. And I'm a white-haired, blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy. And then they let Kong win this Vietnamese guy beat valedictorian when I'm the smartest team that ever lived. They didn't want a blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy to be the best athlete and the smartest guy that ever lived. They're forgetting Moby Dick is white for a reason. Because I have evolution dick, motherfuckers. They had to reduce it. They had to taper my dick. And they had to reduce fucking the length chemically. They still reduce it. It costs billions of dollars a day. It'd be at least 11 inches. Fucking thinking that these other people would be better than me. Fuck yous. That's why there's so few blonde-haired, blue-eyed people on the planet, because they're the most victimized. But they're the most talented people on the planet. Statistically. But some of them are evil. That's why they say blonde-haired, blue-eyed devils. Like Brad Pitt's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed devil. Leonardo DiCaprio's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed devil. My brother Barry that passed away is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed devil. My brother Barry, he was jealous of who I was, and so he would have violated me my entire life, right? So the system came to... Oh, hit this. They're trying to steal the pot there. Did I get it? I got 200 chips. What are the chances of that? That sucked. So here's all the achievements so I could execute them in the future. There's with the BCI, bring computer interface that showing their exact GPS location, minutes, seconds, and hours, minutes, and seconds. Their location. They're not in my room or in my body. They should be. So show them neural prosthetics that are making simulating this, and then turning them off. Turn off their families. And Summer said his wife had to travel 2.5 hours. An accident on the way home. And generational pedophile. And she has to drive on the highway, right? So she could die. She could die for rape, and if rapes go down because of her death, then so be it. For that to happen. Again, I'm Christian Eric Grindmeyer. Wish for that to happen. If she's a generational pedophile. So you can see how it talked about several times there. They were going to cheat there to try to save Summer's wife, but so she's a pedophile. She has 3 aces that beat me. Oh, I got a few kind. I'm gonna destroy this player if they don't. Yes, nothing. What does he have? 7. Let me see it. I think he's seeing my cards too. If you see my cards there, it shows that he's seeing my cards. Because there's a flush draw already called with like a pair of 7s. Right, that's what we call them with. There's a flush, so that means a pair, like it goes, I'll show you right here. So he called right there. So there's a high card, 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 of a kind, straight flush. So look how high flush was. There's a potential flush out there. Any snap called with a pair, he was cheating. I can see the call. Actually, I went in on the turn, so he did have the king high flush, but that's still he has to hit his hand at that point. He has 9 cards in the deck to make his hand out of 40, so he's only going to hit that 1 in 4 times. So that's a poor mathematical call. He's going to lose 3 times out of 4. Like, that's why these players are losing players worldwide. Like when I called with the 8 cards and I lost, right? Right, so he just got lucky that I didn't have the pair of 7s beat at that point, or flush. Good, he didn't have a flush, right? He had a flush draw, right? So he easily could have beaten that, right? So he more than likely cheated based on that. I bet $1 billion that he cheated. Or they're using an AI algorithm like cheating. Right, so I just want to, and they don't have, Kate doesn't have any way to pay this. See, I just watched the movie The Shooter. So if her name, she looks like my half sister Nicole Meyer Diggins. Nicole Lily Meyer was her name. And my half sister looks like after this, and I said I was going to do the 3 different species of humans, because once 500 species of sharks and 1,100 species of humans. When the royals were interbreeding and uncles were married, like having kids with their nieces, and I did this so often that it resulted in my parents. My parents were born in a different country, but they shared relatives. And me and my ex-wife, I didn't realize this, because my parents were born in a different country. Like, I had to clean that. clean the cache out of this app because the algorithm knows how I play on this app. Because I got destroyed. I won one tournament, and I have a winning percentage of much better than that. All these outcomes were weak. There wasn't one good player on there that I was worried about. But as soon as I said, like, if you watch this video from again, as soon as I said, oh, I got 3 successful bluffs in, after that I didn't get any successful bluffs. They all cheated at that point. Because they're pussies. They're a bunch of pussies, these generational pedophiles. A bunch of homosexual rapists. They're pussies. They have a penis that needs to be cut off. So let's see what her name is first. Like, so if her name's Kate, and she's in the movie The Shooter, it's because she looks like my half sister Nicole. So here's you can see this is Prince Henry, and I'll just show you what I look like right now. You could noticeably see the resemblance of me. You can see the resemblance of me, and that was just that one while I was looking at today. And so watch my face get narrower. Oh, he already disconnected. When I disconnect Fat Mark, you see how my cheeks get? I look skinnier in the face when I disconnect Fat Mark. And watch. I'll get wrinkles in my eyes. Hey, Brandee, what about Dr. Obaba? Was that your granddaughter that was playing your brain? Right? Was that your granddaughter, Brandee? Like, Obaba, as if I don't have a criminal record. Why would you say that well, first of all, why would you say I smoke crack cocaine? I don't smoke crack cocaine. I smoke cannabis. It's legal in Canada. So why would you say I jumped out of as soon as I seen a cruiser and I jumped out of the car at speed? Why would you say that? So I'm just going to shoot one thing here. So I'll just show you here. Because I asked my son, I'm like, do you remember me jumping out of a car, like trying to jump out of a car when I seen a police cruiser? He's like, no, I don't remember. And it's like, well, okay, that's perfect. Because if you... So this video was hacking a person. 1 second here. So this video was hacking a person. So once again, basically, if I were to try to jump out of the car where my sister would have had to, stop or shut the door or whatever, stop me from doing this, my son clearly would have remembered this from happening. Right? But he didn't remember this from happening because it didn't happen. Right? Something eventful as that, like somebody trying to jump out of a moving car. Anybody would remember that. My son's one of the smartest people on the planet. He's either the second or third smartest person on the planet. But do you remember when Aunt Brandee met us at the Wellington Square Mall and we were by the food store having have you ever seen me try to jump out of a moving car? If you don't remember, that's all right. I don't. Sorry, Dad. Because it never happened. If it would have happened, he would have remembered. And well, first of all, I want to see the shooter thing. So IMDb, the shooter. If her name's Kate, then she hijacked IMDb.com. So then she was playing poker with me here. I thought she was attractive right up until she looked like my half sister. Then it's like, well, I don't think you're attractive anymore, not do I? Well, I still think you're attractive, but I just wouldn't want to have sex with you because you look like my half sister. My half sister did rape me as a kid, and so they think that since she did this, that these women think that since they look like her, that I'd be interested in her. Just, I guess at her funeral, I did sing a song, just because she died young, but I did sing that song, where can my baby be? The Lord took her away from me. But that's just because she was young. Not that she's my lover, or I don't, or anything like that. Oh, that's her name right there, Rona. This is it right there. So it's not Kate. Let's see. Let's see a different picture. So 76. So she's a little bit younger than my sister. stepsister passed away, but her father was a rapist. She raped my mom, right? So they made with brain computer interface. They made my half sister find pornography when we were kids, like really young. Like I was probably like 3, and so I'm trying to find her from the side. Maybe they just superimposed my sister's again. Away. So this one right here. I'll just show you what my half sister looks like now. This is my half sister, Nicole Lily Meyer. She died of diabetes in 1995. There was the perpetrator that was with her. And anyways, this is what I look like when I was 19. This was my favorite is buffalo, corduroy buffalo. And then this is my favorite one when I was 18. This is how cool I thought it was when I was 18. I had to look like that. That's why I kind of grew my hair long, is to kind of look precariously. So this is me around 40. So anyways, but those modeling pictures, I was offered to go to New York to try out. And here's my kids. This is Smolder, and this is Glamour ID. I call him that. Or Mantastic Jr. And so here's my mom right here. So I suppose I could find a picture of the Japanese emperor's mom that looks like her. And here's my dad right here when he passed away, but he looks like Frederick III. And my mom looked like William II, his son, when he was younger. So where is it? Technology proof. Under proof. I made a lot of folders lately. Oh, here we go. So here's my unique pectoral muscles. Right there, once again, I'm a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy. I have a sun tattoo right there. And nobody has, no black man has that tattoo and a peg tattoo from the 90s, 1990s. So this video, I'm not going to play the video now, but this was a street nurse who's pretending he's a white guy. Once again, he's pretending to be a doctor and administer medication. And then as soon as I challenged him, this cop ushered him off film. And this was March 11th, 2025. Right. So my half sister once again said that I was afraid of police. So I tried to jump out of a moving car because of seeing a police cruiser, which didn't happen. But you can see this is me at 19. Look at my eyes, particularly. I'm blonde hair, blue eyed. And then look at this guy's eyes, blonde hair, blue eyed. I'm blonde hair, blue eyed. This is Alexander III, the second last czar. So once again, this is what I look like. And this is what George VI looked like. You can see that I look like his twin. This is what my mom looked like. And this is what the Japanese emperor's mom looks like. And I think they have the exact same nose, actually. They have the exact same nose. And so anyways, there's many pictures where my mom looks like her. If I was to find different pictures, there's this one in particular that I seen the Japanese emperor's mom, and this one picture of my mom that I have in my mind. I don't have my photo album, but if I did, it would clearly she looks identical to her. And the Japanese emperor's mom was born on October 20th. I was born on October 20th. This is Augusta Victoria. Right here, Augusta Victoria, the oldest daughter of Queen Victoria. She was a white woman, so people can't pretend she's black. And this is my daughter. My daughter's a white girl with hazel eyes, and she looks identical to her. And I showed you what my dad looked like when my dad's head was turned. He looked identical to this picture right here. And this is what the Canadian government did to me by allowing me to be violated with BCI's brain control interfaces and neural prosthetics edited my telomeres. And this was January 2nd, 2025. And I look like Edward VIII. I believe this man is my grandfather because my grandmother lived in England during World War II. She was born in England, so she lived in London, and she could have easily ran into Edward VIII, and because Edward VIII, one of his given names before he became King Edward was Christian, and that's my name. So here is a generation 1 biology back. You can see the muscle indentations. They're trying to say that it's generation 2 back. This isn't the case, because why would there be more generation 2 people than generation 1 people right now? Right, so that would have meant that why was a generation 1 person born in 1977, and then all these generation 2 people were born before 1977? So that doesn't make sense. And here's my son's back. He has generation 1.5 biology. You can see how it's different than the last guys. And then here's my back muscles, where you can see I have a V. I don't have any indentations, and I'm a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy. Once again, my name is Christian Eric Arnie Meyer, and I'm going to be the true king of the world. And so here is my DNA profile map. Most people have 3-4 countries. I have North and South America, Africa, Europe, the Middle East, Asia, and Oceania. And you can see here how I'm missing numbers in those columns. Most people have numbers in those columns. Once again, I'm missing numbers in those columns. Under the 12, and there's no number, then the 13, then no number, then the 12 again. So whatever numbers they put in those columns, or add in those. Like, once again, there's no numbers in those columns. People are using brain computer interface and augmented reality to simulate these things. But so anyways, so you can see my number started at 10, and most start at 6 to 14. Mine started at 10, and there's no end number. And then mine started at 12, and most start at 6 to 15. Mine have no end numbers. So once again, that's why I could show you how I don't have any wrinkles under my eyes. And that's because my body's rejuvenated. You know, I don't smoke tobacco, but my former sister-in-law, she told me not to smoke tobacco, and here's proof that they poisoned me through the system with brain computer interface and neuroprosthetics, that they have to pollute the planet to age me. And so, you know, my body's rejuvenating, like the wrinkles on my forehead are disappearing. But this one is new at the hospital. This is a Sault Ste. Marie wrinkle. And this one, right above my eye, right there, this one, that's a Sault Ste. Marie wrinkle. I did end up getting gray pubic hair on beneath my testicles, and there was a woman here. Her name is Bridget. She was an American, and T, she's an attendant, and she didn't like that. But Bridget, she told me how she went completely gray in her pubic region, and you know, people tell me everything, right? Because watch, I'll show you. There's my natural aura. There's my natural aura. So people tell me everything. I've been told by 5 people I'm the most likable person they met, and 2 people the smartest. I've been the first in the world in 2 games, one of them a math game. Here's 3 inventions. Eyeglasses that have a frame with hearing aids built in for people that need eyeglasses and hearing aids. And then a buoy, like, you know, by beaches that could have an electrical signal that would repel sharks. And then a life raft that has solar stills. Solar still, basically you put in salt water in a vessel, and then there would be a cup, and then there would be on a slant like this, so that it evaporates onto the plastic or whatnot, and then it drips down and condensates into the cup, making it drink water. And there could be there could be some fishing equipment. So once again, I'm going to disconnect fat mark, and watch how skinny my face looks. See how my face got skinnier once I disconnected fat mark from Thessalon, who likes to sell fentanyl. And watch. I'm gonna show, like, he likes pigs and cows. Watch, I'm gonna pretend I'm him. Look at my psyche, right? My psyche, well, right? Because I pretend to be fat mark. He likes. Did you see how I got wrinkled under my eyes? Because the system tried to kill me because he loves cows and pigs. So once again, this is fat mark psyche to turn him off, and this is my psyche, how natural it is. So I'll extend to my telomeres, and you can see how the wrinkles disappeared when I did that. So anyways, they can no longer use my psyche to evade profiling. And, you know,
my kids are not to be registered anymore because we're just violated because of our evolutionary attributes. And once again, there's 3 species of human, and there's 500 species of shark, 11,000 species of birds. So why couldn't there be 3 species of human? And so my other video there, there's quite a few of them. You just have to go to my YouTube page. But anyone like say Mantastic, if you watch it, you'll see some of the things that I could do, and like the song I wrote, like, oh, he's the poker dancer, he knows the answer, he makes the bets, she gets wet with temptation, he is a sensation, not people be craving, and then or she started wearing grandma panties like her ass died, and I cried like a million times. What did I ever do to that ass? We used to have a blast. You dress like a midlife crisis. You make me feel lifeless. So that's my funny song, Grandma Panties. Then I wrote another one called Cheeky Panties. Cheeky Panties are saying, come thank me. Then, oh, Canada, I got that PhD in seduction. Make your body start erupting. I want to be that legend between your thighs. When I'm away, you can't sleep at night. I'm a sweet and Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Once I get it in your legs, you'll know what I mean. You'll feel my words like man-made thunder. Feel my gyrations as I work my lumber. The bedroom started to look like a natural disaster. Call FEMA to clean it up afterwards. So anyways, I'm a pretty talented guy. I got some funny moves. I got my Smarticus, the Greek god of sarcasm, because people thought that the egg came. I guess I got a couple minutes here. So I'll do the funny version of The Egg Before the Chicken by Smarticus, the Greek god of sarcasm. So what do you think? They think, okay, well, all of a sudden, comes its legs out of the eggshell. Out comes its wings. Out comes its head with its little beak. It just has this little beak. Then it picks up its 5 eggshell pieces. Okay, what do I need? What do I need now? What do I need now? Okay, well, so Smarticus is thinking that the super egg needs to build a nest. Okay, so super egg's like, okay, I need to build a nest. So it grabs its 5 eggshell pieces with its wing and somehow climbs the tree with its one wing. And then it gets up there and it's like, okay, there's some branches, I can build a nest. So it fabricates a nest, right? And then it's like that little game where there's the triangle, the circle, the square. You get your kids. And oh, by the way, so first of all, so don't go like this. People are always like, they're like, how do they do it? You have to do. I only know how to do it the right way. So this is how you do it. You make the heart down like this, and it looks like a heart. But everybody's like, they go like this, and they do it wrong, and it looks backwards. It hurts my eyes. Right, because I'm Smarticus, right? I'm smarter than you guys. So do it like this, hold it down, and it actually looks like a heart. Holding it down in a way. So anyways, so now they have these pieces. So like, when you get your kid the little geometry game where they have the circles, the triangle, and the square. So it's grabbing the square, and it's like, it's all drooling and all this because this baby doesn't have any teeth, and it's like trying to put the square into the circle, and then or the square in the triangle, and then eventually it figures it out. So now Super Egg had this problem because it had 5 holes in its shell, 2 for its legs, 2 for its wings, and then 1 for its head with its little beak, right? So now it had to figure out how to get all these pieces back, right? And so to look at it, the shell, it wouldn't have broke perfectly. It would have been like the shape game, the geometry. So it would have been slightly different, right? So it would have had to look at the shell, and then it would have had to figure it out and postulate it and figure it out. But from inside its body, it would be like, okay, there we go. And then somehow Super Egg... They're hacking me here to try to kill. But somehow Super Egg is like, okay, well now I'm going to become like a turtle. And then Super Egg's like, okay, in come my legs into my shell. Then I was able to fabricate the shell back together. So I put the shell back together, and it fabricated it, and welded it with its eyes or something like almost like Superman with the laser vision, like right. And then so Super Egg, then in comes its wings. So retracted, and then in comes its head with its little beak, right? So then it used its eyes, right? So welded the eggshell shut. So now Super Egg had the egg and the nest, right? So now Super Egg's thinking, okay, shit, now what do I need? I'm kind of cold. Well, I guess I need to incubate myself, right? So I needed to be incubated. So how the fuck did the egg incubate itself? Right, so the American Bridget that was here that had the great pubic hair. When I said this to her, she's like, "Well, you know what? It's self-incubated." It's like, oh wow, how come every other egg required a hen? Ooh, how come every other egg didn't self-incubate? Whoa, you mean Smarticus knows these things? Yeah, I do, guys. So anyways, so the very first egg, it'd be like, so the chicken be like this, be like here. So this is the egg. So it'd be the chicken or whatever came before the chicken. Be like, there's the egg, right? So now the egg, it would have stayed on the ground because it didn't have any legs, didn't have wings, or it didn't have a head with a little beak at this point. It was just yolk. That's why we eat yolk, or we eat egg whites and yolk when we cook chicken eggs. So there's no body. It didn't have a body. It was like an embryo, right? So this egg would have been on the ground, and then, depending on I don't even know which region of the world it came from. But how come like an animal would have stepped on it, or some other animal, and been like, wow, that looks pretty tasty, I'm gonna eat super egg. So even before a super egg would have became a mature chicken or a hen, it would have been eaten. And so if you go on Google search AI overview, they're like, well, sometimes birds, they don't like when I chastise them. That means make fun of them. So they're like, well, we don't like it when this guy chastises us. We're going to get artificial intelligence to say that sometimes birds make nests in depressions. It's like, fucking wow, I live in Ontario. You know what? In fall every year, coniferous trees, they don't, but deciduous trees, those are the ones with leaves. Coniferous trees look like a cone. That's why it's coniferous, right? It has cone in the name, right? So they look like evergreen trees, right? They're evergreen, so they're green year round. But the deciduous trees, they're not. And guess what I see every time when the leaves go down? I see birds' nests in trees. I've never seen a bird's nest on the ground. Right? I've seen thousands of bird nests in trees. Right? So how did super egg get up in the tree? How come? Well, the odds, like the very first egg, if it were to self-incubate, because in a lab, it could self-incubate in a lab setting, and without getting crushed or eaten, right? But so anyways, so super egg would have got crushed or eaten. And once again, my face is fatter, so I'm going to disconnect fat Mark and then or fat people. Then my face is going to get skinnier. So you see, so I got skinnier there, and they don't like this, so that's why my eyes get wrinkled on film. And so here, I'll just show you where I could unregister myself permanently. There's a subliminal right there. Whenever you see me do these with my fingers, and there's a follow-up subliminal. And I'm gonna look back, and the wrinkles should disappear. So I'm gonna extend my telomeres. Let's see how. Okay, so they made it really. They're routing some old people, 105-year-olds, so much that there's some old people that watch them take their last breath. Bye-bye. Look at that. They didn't like that. Their friends and family didn't like that. So you can see what, Brandee, so what did Dr. Obaba say about this super egg scenario? Right, my half sister, well, the doctor's name's Ogbonna, and it's zero girl boner. Basically, is what his name breaks down to. It's OG boner. Right, so he sells zero girl boner Collins. So he's the reason why my brother Barry's dead, because my brother Barry, he did the spinorama move. I don't see in subliminal or augmented reality, but his daughter, when I was staying with him, always like they try to make me blush, but she would always be wearing underwear right now. I thought it was a little peculiar or strange, but I'm not a pedophile, so I didn't care, right? So anyways, he walks by, and she might have had clothes on at this point. I'm pretty sure she did for this there, but she walked by, and then my brother picked her up and spun her around like that. But I guess he would have did some sort of move, some sort of augmented reality move where he would have did something with her vagina that I wasn't aware of, and he died as a result of it. He died in an accident. But so anyways, so once again, Smarticus was able to emasculate all the viewers who thinks that I should be streaming. I'm not streaming. I'm just I post these videos online, and once again, my face is fatter, so they got some fat people like 1,000-pound roommates are connected to me right now. Watch how skinny my face looks when I disconnect them. Oh, now I look like my former stepson. Wow. And what about his dad? Steph, how does that feel right in the lungs right now? He didn't like that, right? Was that a little too close to our home? But so these people didn't like that. So anyways, so another thing, I guess I'll tell you another masculine story. And then, this is what I did May 5th when I got hospitalized. I was making videos into my cell phone like this. And so car number 18, once again, half-sister Brandee Lee Funk said that I seen a police cruiser and tried to jump out of a moving car. But on May 5th, when I was approached, I didn't run from the police when I was panhandling. So that's strange. It's like, I guess she's like, well, maybe it wasn't a risky enough situation for him because he was sitting down and he could have easily ran away. Whereas if he would have jumped from a car, he could have did some superhero moves. We're gonna run with that now. Oh wow, they're so gullible. But anyways, I don't have a criminal record, so why would I, like, that was the worst thing that she could ever say. I'm gonna sue her for slander for that. But everything I'm saying about Brandee Lee Funk is actual factual. Like, she couldn't read till she was in her 20s. That's science and facts. There's truth. But when she said I smelled crack cocaine, that's a lie. That's called slander, defamation of character. That's the difference. And so when she said I'd try to jump out of a police cruiser while moving at speed, and so she's trying, dude, his paranoia. Right? Do I seem like I'm paranoid? So anyways, Dr. Ogbonna, I posted a video called Dr. Ogbonna's Ineptitude. And basically, I posted a video, I'll show you right now. But in this video, you could hear me being sarcastic. Like, I didn't come up with the term smarticus, the Greek god of sarcasm at that point. But you could hear, I'm like, most of my videos are serious. This one's going to be not so serious. And then you could hear me change my voice sarcastically. And he didn't recognize sarcasm. And recognizing sarcasm is a sign of a healthy mind. I got to bring in the phone?
Yeah.
So I'm at the hospital, so I have to hand in the phone. So I'm just going to make this quick here. So you can see, here, listen to the tone of voice.
I've been posting a lot of serious videos, so I'm going to post one that's not so serious. I'm going to stop these cars with my mind.
So you can hear how I said, I'm going to stop these cars with my mind. That's a sarcastic tone. So he's a psychiatrist. He should have recognized that was sarcasm. But he tried to use this like, oh, this is his paranoia. He thinks he could stop cars. And you can see these cars were stopped at the lights. I was maybe 30 meters away. And unless they were driving with their eyes closed, there was zero chance that they could hit me. This video is 6 years old. And I'll just show you right here. This video is from 6 years ago. And when I was in Denmark, March 24th in Denmark, and you can see the European plate, and the cars weren't worried about hitting me. They didn't even honk. I didn't have to dive out of the way. None of this happened because, basically, half-sister Brandee and Dr. Ogbonna are in collusion, to try to justify raping my human experience because I have evolved human biology. And I'm quite funny, as you can see, and entertaining. You can see the European plates.
Here's some of that evolutionary time. Here's me going bar down with the football.
So that was my first attempt. My son filmed, and then he paused it. I walked over, he went over the soccer ball. This was his first attempt. With the best athletes on the planet. And here's some of the technology that's connected to it.
The club's coming.
It'd be even better. Let me show the technology. So I did want to show one other thing real quick. Oh, yeah, so I'll show you the March 11th video, then I'll hand up my phone. So here, this is March 11th, 2025.
No, I don't want your card. So we're not in a hospital right now. So do you use subliminal whatsoever? Have you ever used subliminal in your life? No, you haven't.
Anyways, okay, take care, Christian.
Okay, there's a ghost rating wherever you are. So he clearly... So again, I'm there, right there. There's his home address.
July 1st, 2025 one.
So they're making me... all three of them are hiding their biology through me. Like, show for the last 5 seconds. So I'm getting all the birds in my aura and then their aura. Right? So showing their aura small so people could crush them. So he clearly lied. That's evidence. It's March 11th, 2025. No, I don't want...
So once again, you could clearly see that was me, Christian, Eric, Arnie Meyer. I have to repeat myself because people play a switch with augmented reality. So they pretend that I'm a black man at this point. They were pretending that I was a woman. And, I did it intentionally because, I said this. So in court, I could be like, okay, so what do I look like? And they have augmented reality. So they might be like, okay, well, you're a black man. Right in court, they're going to say that I'm a different ethnicity than what I am, or a different gender, right? And I did this intentionally because people have augmented reality, so they can't even look. I'm going to show people. They watch how shocked they look. Like how shocked they look, because I just showed them what their spouse really looks like. And so now I'm going to show you some of the violence that ensues because of this, people raping those people. And then turning off the perpetrators, the life rapists. And that's what I do. I protect mankind. That's what I do. Smarticus, Christian, Eric Carney Meyer. And the blonde Adonis to some. Still, Leslie, here's what you look like in the morning. Wearing my shirt, my gear.